What I've noticed, like in Africa, like being from a Caribbean in Africa, a lot of people pray. The faith was still there that God was gonna save. Jesus died for me, God is gonna save me. And so it's like the Shaggies, like a lot of these kids like pray very heavily and like the love for God is intense, but yet they're sleeping in a tunnel every night. The documentation of the Last Supper that we all celebrate is by Leonardo. What if on that table or that day, there was like an Asian person, there was a black person, there was a kid, there was a baby, there was a mom, there was like chaos happening. What if like back in Africa, those Shaggies, 3-4 of them are like living disciples? You would never know because they're in that situation. So I felt like with this work, it was to represent that particular side of people because those type of people don't really be represented. My main figure on the actual like painting is a woman in a nightclub, prostitute obviously, but she has to make ends meet. The only piece of like food on the painting is that beer that she's opening. So it's not like we're just only celebrating this amazing Renaissance piece that was made with elegant paint, elegant figures wearing elegant garments, amazing food on the table. Most of these people don't have food. I was looking at like how beautiful these fabrics are presented back home on a hanging line. If you see multiple on a hanging line, it looks like a rainbow. It was very just colorful and like it gave a sense of African. People look at it and be like, that's African, but it's really not. Our people never really used to wear kikwembes. That came when colonialism happened. Till I got educated about the history on it, I was like, okay, wow, that's very intense, like growing up, even my mom growing up, not having a clue, like those fabrics being from the Dutch. With me using it, it brings that discussion up, like, is it African or not? Are we meant to celebrate it or not? The word religion, I'm a Christian, love God, love Jesus to the end of the world, but it's also to open that particular conversation of like, Christianity like itself was presented to Africans. It wasn't like Africans didn't know God before. We knew God, we practiced already, but that presentation of a white, sexy male on the cross is very modern. Like the cross just used to be a cross. Like that got presented not a long time ago. I feel like as well, like with that excludes a lot of people because like some people start to feel like, hey, I can't practice this. There's a white male on there. Like, why isn't there an Indian guy? Why isn't there an Asian guy? Why isn't there a black guy? Religion itself confuses each other because you have Allah, you have like, these all just go up to one name, God. Whatever imperfection that a human has, like, it's okay. Just like God loves you no matter what sin. So I feel like, yeah, just to not be so focused on the word religion, trying to make a perfect person. Like, it just doesn't exist.